the Korean Zombie just TKO'd Renato Moicano in the first round, and it was very, very impressive. I thought Renato Moicano was gonna win. I didn't think he was gonna maul him. I didn't think he was gonna dominate him, but I think like pretty much in every department, I think he was better. Like in striking, jiu-jitsu, and wrestling, and everything. I thought he was a better fighter, and I thought he was gonna win. But I thought if he was gonna lose, it was not gonna be by decision, but it was gonna be by KO. And I thought that Renato Moicano was gonna knock out the Korean Zombie because the Zombie got knocked the fuck out the last time. He got knocked the fuck out cold, like cold. I thought he was dead. I thought he was dead, legit. Like when I was watching the Rodriguez and Yair Rodriguez, the Korean Zombie live, I didn't know that the elbow landed, so I thought he just shut down. I thought he was just dead. But so what was worrying for the Zombie was that his chin must have deteriorated because every time you get especially like knocked out cold, it really diminishes your chin. So for the Zombie, what was worrying was his chin, and for Moicano was that he's pretty slow. He's a slow starter, and the Zombie has very good counter punching. Sometimes he's too aggressive, but sometimes he's a sharp counter puncher. So there was there was what I was worried for the two fighters, and then. But I thought Moicano was gonna win. Like the way he just picked apart Jeremy Stevens, I thought he was gonna win. But the picture perfect slip, and then right hook or overhand right, and then he used a similar technique to Dennis Bermudez. Dennis Bermudez threw a jab, he slipped and then right uppercut, and he knocked him out. And then this time he used the slip and right hook, and it was picture perfect. And that was such a loud thud, and it could have knocked him out with just one shot if it was another fighter with not so good chin. But Moicano's tough. So he tried to survive on the ground, but the damage was too much for Moicano, so he got TKO'd. I hoped that he would survive on the ground, and then I hoped the fight would go on for a little bit longer, because it was the main event. I was just waiting for the main event. The other fights were just boring, so I was just waiting for the main event, and for it to end in like a minute. It's good to see like a fast knockout, but I wanted it to be longer. So for Moicano, it's a terrible loss. It's a terrible loss. Like before this fight, he said, "I'm gonna prove to the world that I'm the best. I'm gonna prove to the world that I'm the best by finishing the Zombie." But he couldn't. In fact, he got knocked the fuck out he got TKO'd by the Zombie. So for Moicano, it's not over for Moicano. It's definitely not over, but it's really not good for him, because I thought he was one of those fighters who could arguably beat Max Holloway. I thought he was the dark horse, but losing to the Zombie doesn't mean it's over, but it's never good to lose. For Zombie, this is a huge win. So for the Zombie, for him to beat number 5 ranked Renato Moicano, the fighter who was very close to title shot if he had beaten the Jose Aldo, I think this is a very, very good win for him. For him, I think he could rematch Jose Aldo, because Jose Aldo isn't a champion, and he just lost the fight and the Jose Aldo and Chansung, the Korean Zombie rematch would be great. Or he could have, I like to see him against Jeremy Stevens. My favorite fighter in the featherweight is Jeremy Stevens, and Jeremy Stevens does really, really well if he's fighting a forward pressuring striker. If he fights cerebral fighters like Zabit or Moicano who likes to sit back and counter, it's a terrible fight for him. And for Jeremy Stevens, if he's fighting guys like forward pressure guy like the Korean Zombie, I think he could win. So if he beats Jeremy Stevens as well, Jeremy Stevens hits hard. He doesn't fuck around. So if the Korean Zombie beats Jeremy Stevens, it makes a clear statement that he's a real deal in the featherweight division. I mean, you may think that hey, beating Jeremy Stevens doesn't mean shit. He's number 7 ranked and he's on like 2 fight losing streak. But the thing is, Jeremy Stevens, he's a really dangerous striker. He hits hard. He doesn't fight well against guys like I said, Zabit or Moicano who likes to sit back and counter strike. But I mean, Chan Sung Jung is also a counter striker, but he is a more aggressive counter striker. So if he can beat Stevens, like Stevens was like on a 3 fight winning streak, like he knocked out like 3 guys in a row. So I think that's a good fight. Or he could fight Brian Ortega. If he fights Brian Ortega, that's a really big fight. And if he wins against Brian Ortega, that's like immediate title shot. Immediate title shot. The world loves Korean Zombie. Like everybody loves the shit out of Korean fighters. So I wouldn't be surprised if he gets title shot right away after this. Because Dana White loves the shit out of him. Dana White's wearing the Korean Zombie t-shirt, and UFC fans and people around the world, they love the shit out of Koreans, especially Korean women. So I wouldn't be surprised if Chan Sung Jung gets the title shot right after this fight. And so the bottom line is Chan Sung Jung did perfect. And I think for Moicano, I mean he would have thrown a jab at least once in a fight, but that was slow jab, a bit of a lazy jab. And if I was Moicano, I wouldn't throw a jab, because if he had watched the Bermudez fight, Chan Sung Jung can counter that jab. So if I was Moicano, I wouldn't have thrown the jab, but it is what it is. Thanks for watching.